In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to replace the slider images on Magento, like on a site like this. So there's like a bunch of sliders on here, and it's already coded in, but I want to show you how to replace it, because a lot of times maybe you'll have a Christmas special or something like that, and you want to replace it. So I'm going to show you how to do that on this tutorial here. So what I do is, because it's coded in the site, I typically want to look for this image right now in the code. So what I do is I right click, or if you're in a Mac, press Control click, and I view the source and I look for the slider. I already know what the slider is, so what I do is I press Control F to find it, and you'll have the find button. See on the top right here, you'll see this find or Command F if you're on a Mac, and I find slider. I'll type in slider or slider 1 is what I typically do, and you'll see .png. And PNG is just the extension of the image. Sometimes it's GIF, sometimes it's JPEG, but it really depends on that. But first you have to find that, and what I do is I highlight that whole thing. You'll see there's one here, and I'm going to copy that. There's another one here right there, you slider 2, and it's already coded in there. So that's what I do first, and then I put it in here and I paste it up here. Notice I pasted it here, and I go to that just to make sure that it's the right slider. Okay, good. I'm going to replace this slider. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this. So first you have to go here in the back, and you have to really find it. You know, sometimes I just go .png and I look for all the PNGs. Well, there's a logo there, and I know that's not it. And then, oh, there it is, and it says slider, and then that's how I find it. PNG. Sometimes it's .gif or .jpg, and I'll look for all the JPGs, and then I'll kind of go through all this. This is a different type of image right here. I'll copy this and I'll show you this one. If you want to replace that, then you would just go here and replace that one. That's a different image on the page, is down there. But that's pretty much how to identify it and look for it. So first, again, I'm going to go here and type in .png. Oops, PNG. And I'm going to see it says slider right there. I'm going to copy this whole URL string. Make sure I copy all of it. And I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to find it. I'm going to right click, or you could just go to File, Save As, but I'm going to right click and save image as slider 1 on my desktop. I'm going to put it on my desktop, and I'm going to replace it. It was already there. So the next thing I want to do, let's say I want to get rid of this image slider. So let me pull this down, and here it is right here. It's on my desktop, and I could double click it. It's right there. And I edit my stuff in Photoshop. That's all the professionals do. And let's say I want to edit this, or I want to put something on this, and I want to put like a line, or just redo the text or something. But just for the sake of argument, I'm just going to put a line just to show you that there's going to be a difference between this image here and when we refresh it and we update the site with it. So let's go back to the Photoshop. I'm going to go to File, Save for Web and Devices. And I'm going to save this right here for web and device. And make sure it's PNG as well. PNG, it says on there. Okay, so save that there. Boom. And I'm going to replace it. It's on the desktop right there. And press save. And it's going to ask me to replace it. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then the next step is to actually log into the control panel of your website. So go to your website address name, just like that. And I'm going to show you now how to upload this new image with that line to this slider after we edit it and found the image, and now we're going to edit it. So you should have access to your control panel we give you, or if you're hosting with somebody else. But in your control panel, you just type in cPanel up here. If you're using hosting with us or HostGator or somebody, and you log in, and you typically, what it's going to look like when you type in cPanel, it's going to forward. Notice how when I type in cPanel like that, notice the URL forwards to :2080. That's fine. And then you log in with your address, and I already know the username and password, so the username is actually this, and I'm going to type in with the password. and here it is. So this is the control panel. What the control panel does, it has all your files for the server, and it helps you with your emails and all this other stuff. But the one thing we're going to focus on right now to upload the file is a file manager right here. So just click on the file manager, make sure it goes to the web root, just go there, and you're going to log in. And these are all your files, all the codes and images and stuff that are on your website. So that's how your website, so see these files as a computer, and it has all the files for your website, and that's where it hosts all the files. That's what hosting is. And here is that URL string of where it is. So these are all the folders: skin, front end, default, theme. So these are all the folders that it's in, and that's where the slider is. So that's where we're going to replace it. So first we're going to go to skin. As you can see up here, we're going to look right there. This is what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to go to front end, then default up there. See that? Default. Then themes 3, 4, 5. Going to go there. And then we're going to go to images right there. Images. And then we're going to go to media, and then media right there. Boom. And these are those sliders right there. Slider 1, 2, 3. So we did slider 1, and I put it on the desktop, and I saved it after I did the Photoshop edit. And I'm going to click on uploads, and I'm going to go here and I'm going to choose the file, and I'm going to find it on my desktop, and notice the lines there, and I'm going to choose it, and it's going to ask me, hey, do you want to continue uploading and overwriting your file? Basically they want that, make sure you want to do that. I'm going to click yes, and you can look on the bottom here, it says complete. So I'm going to go back to the editor, and I'm going to check it by refreshing this page, this image page. So I'm going to refresh it, and lo and behold, you'll see that image line. Then you can go back to your home page, and if you're clear your cache and stuff, you'll be able to see it. It looks like you don't see it right now, but if you refresh it or clear cache on your browser, you'll see it right there. And if you're on a PC, you could press F5 on the top of your keys and refresh it that way. So that's pretty much how to change out and swap out your slider images for that. And you would do the same exact thing for the other images. We just did slider 1 and so on. Let me know if you have any questions.